Let's give you all a new look at the new garden bed. These are going to be my new raised beds. I have, my wife's uncle has a sawmill, and so he's been cutting some really good looking cedar lumber. And what I have here are some 2x6s. And these are a little over 8 foot long. I'll have to square them up. They are rough sawn. As you can see, tell clearly they're native Arkansas cedar. You'll notice that maybe like here, a little bit of the edge is not there. It's square on this side and got a little bit of the bark in there. That's not going to bother me for what I'm doing. These are just going to hold dirt in. So what I'm hoping to do is build basically a 2 foot by 8 foot box out of the 2x6s. And then I will set on top of that a 2x4 all the way around. So I'll end up with a planter bed that's 10 inches tall, made up of a 2x4 and a 2x6. So let me get these cut up. I can keep these two yahoos from bothering me. I don't know what they're eating. Grass, dirt, something they drug out of the woods. I have no idea. Okay, let me show you how I connected these. I've got just a piece of a 2x4. This is like a, I don't think it's 9 inches, a little over 9 inches long. And so I've attached my 2x6, my 2 foot 2x6 on the inside. So I'm 2 foot inside the bed, and I've got it high and low there. Come around to this side, I've got one screw going into the 2x6, and then I've got two going into the 2x4. Now all I need to do is cut my 8 foot and 2 foot 2x4s to go on the top, and we'll put our top layer on. You kind of get the gist of it. It's just setting on this board. So that's what we'll end up with. Okay, here we have one all finished up. I'll just give you a look at it. I connected the whole thing. These are number 10, 3-inch exterior wood screws, Phillips. See how long it takes him to pee on it. You know I'm watching. If I hadn't been here, he would have peed on it. So there's what the bed looks like. That's 2 foot by 8 foot. You may build one better than me, but be hard pressed to see yours as pretty as mine is. When I'm done, I'm going to have 3 of them this size, and then I'll have one other bed, a 4th bed, that's just a 2x6 with no 2x4 top. So 1 down, 3 more like this to go, and then 1 more just to be a 2x6. Do you see that? Did you see that? Right there. He pees on everything. Well, let me give you an idea of what we're going to be looking at with these new beds. Now, here's my existing raised bed, kind of a, well, if you're on this end, it kind of looks like an M. If you're on the other end, it looks like a W. If you're looking straight down at it, it looks like a number 3, or maybe the letter E. Y'all have all seen these beds before, and I've got a little lettuce left over. I'm just going to turn that under before it seeds. And I planted kale right here, and I've ate several batches of kale and a little bit of lettuce. Then I left those 2 vines and got green tomatoes off of them, and I just left the vines all winter. And you would be surprised the number of cardinals that get inside those cages, and I don't know if they're looking for something to eat or if they just feel sheltered, but anyways, that's the existing garden that I've been using for the last couple of years. And you can see the boards got a couple of mushrooms or something growing out of them. But I think this thing is starting its 3rd year. Yeah, that's right. So this is going into its 3rd season. And I'm starting to see some wear, you know, I mean, it's still got a couple of years left, I think. But it's starting to look a little tired. So that's why I opted for cedar. I built all the beds you see there for the same money as I built these beds. Now it was a little more work because I had 2 boards for every side and more ends and more pieces, but dollar for dollar, I think it was about, there was maybe $5–10 difference between building this existing bed and the new one. Now I don't have this exactly where I want it. I'm going to shift it around, and I'll have to do some work on the dirt here, but I want to give you an idea of what I've got. I've got 3 8x2 beds that are 10 inches tall. Then I've got a 2x8 bed that's 6 inches tall. And then I've got a 4-inch tall 2x4 foot bed. And all that's going in that is this well, you can't hardly tell it. But I've got a blueberry bush here, and I kept it in this blue bucket for the last, I think, 3 years. And when they were building the deck, they backed into it, and it needs to be transplanted. So it's going to go in that the little bed on the end. And so I don't have this the way I want it. I'm going to square it up. I'll scoot some things around, but that's basically what we're looking at. And I'll be honest with you, I think the cedar beds are a whole lot prettier than the old gray. Now I know they'll weather and they won't look pretty forever, but I still think the cedar looks good. Arkansas cedar with that deep red heartwood, man, it sure is pretty. Like I said, I'm going to do blueberries right here, and I'm going to plant another blueberry bush beside it. So I'll have 2. They're low. They won't interfere with shading anything else. In this bed, I'm going to plant this little low bed. I'm going to plant wonderberries. I've never ate them, never planted them. I wanted some kind of berry, and I'm going to do wonderberries right here. So I'm looking forward to trying them. But my next concern is going to be getting it dry enough to drive back here with a tractor, because I am not going to two-wheel all the dirt or wheelbarrow all the dirt for these. So I need a couple of dry days in a row, and I'll go get some dirt down on the river, get some good river bottom dirt, and get these the way I want them, and I'll be able to plant them. I've also got 4 big bags of rabbit manure, and I'm excited to put that on the garden. And I needed to add some fertilizer, and rabbit pellets are, I think they're about top shelf in my opinion. So I've got 4 big feed sacks full of them. I think it's 4, yeah. So I'll be scattering that out after I get these filled and turned under, and just hope we get some dry weather. Got an owl firing up. Well, I'm going to go get something to eat. I'm hungry. I've worked up an appetite. Hey, thank y'all for watching, and get those gardens ready. It's right around the corner. Man, it smells like PetSmart or Animal World. That's cedar. That's what they bed all them snakes and rats and crap in. Anyways, I kind of like it. It smells good.